And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. And I just found out the real TNA World Tag Team Champions are Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. It was driving me absolutely nuts. I couldn't believe that I couldn't remember that. But it's Thursday. It's Thursday. We are on that one more day till Friday. Friday is going to be awesome. Hope you guys are going to have an amazing weekend. Hope you guys have something cool planned. Happy early Father's Day out there to all the dads out there. To all the wrestlers, to all the fans out there, remember this day special. As a dad, you play a pivotal moment in the child's life as well. I'm like, I feel that as well because I'm a dad, but together, obviously, you gotta love the wife, gotta love the mom and stuff like that. Together as a team, awesome. Definitely awesome. So moving on. So we're going to talk about TNA Against All Odds. So let's dig on into it. But before that, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Share your questions, comments, concerns. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me your projected storylines. Tell me who you think should be champion. Let me know who you would want, like your wrestling dream matches, etc., etc. So don't be too shy. Kind of let it all fly. Let it all hang out. Hope you guys are enjoying your favorite beverage right now with a bag of chips, peanuts, candies, whatever gets you to that point. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with TNA Against All Odds live in Chicago, Illinois. It's gonna be awesome. Obviously, it's happening tomorrow. And then I think they're gonna have an Impact episode as well, like right after that. So definitely something cool that they kind of do in terms of TNA like that. At first, I kind of thought it was kind of naive that you would want to host a wrestling product with WWE Clash at the Castle on Saturday. That's how I feel kind of TNA, went to Against All Odds Friday night. It's not going to coincide with WWE SmackDown because right now they're on the plane, they're on their way to Clash at the Castle. So they're probably actually, I don't know the exact time change, but my CEO Andrew Tate, he is in Portugal, so he's 8 hours. I don't know how that coincides in terms of time zones with Glasgow, Scotland, but I can imagine probably 8+ hours away. So wouldn't it be shocking that AEW TNA host something on Friday? Like, yes, I can have a Friday night where I can host my pay-per-view and not kind of be opposed from the other dominant juggernaut promotion that is WWE. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. So we're going to talk about, obviously, like I kind of mentioned before, we have Moose against Matt Hardy. If the system was to go down, I think the best possible way to kind of do it with it making sense in terms of professional wrestling, like storyline and stuff like that. But then again, it is pro wrestling, so I don't know. At that point, they're like, "Hey, Eric, you don't know shiitake mushrooms about it." So I know it's gonna be crazy, but something that Matt Hardy's gonna give Moose everything. He's gonna give Moose 1,010%. Will Moose drop the AEW, the TNA World Championship against the broken Matt Hardy? I'm not too sure, but when the fit hits the shan, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be. You have these two superstars that want to go at it. They've been hinting at it for about a month now. And it's just, I think they actually had a non-title match in Las Vegas. So, don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure. But now you have Matt Hardy recently signed with TNA. Should be interesting to kind of see where they take this because I do respect Moose. Moose is definitely one of the best wrestlers, through projected timelines in terms of the professional wrestling kind of universe, you know what I mean? So, interested to kind of see where they take Matt Hardy into this, interested to kind of see what's going on with TNA because I feel like with that forbidden door open from WWE NXT, perhaps maybe you have a WWE NXT star interfere, or also Jeff Hardy's on the market as well. His AEW contract is up, or it's dwindling. So it'd be kind of crazy, like if he prevents Matt Hardy from beating Moose, creating like a brother versus brother. You have Brother Nero against the broken Matt Hardy. So it should be interesting. I feel like if TNA does this right, it could bring in a lot of good potential storylines. But If not, and I wouldn't even see why it would be not. If Moose retains, I feel like he's retained. Obviously, if Moose retains, no, that's opposite. That's opposite. I feel like if Moose retains, it would be okay for the TNA World Champions to kind of lose. But if the TNA champions lose, I feel like it would be. I feel like Moose is going to win for sure. But that's just my opinion. And all that. And next we have Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace issues an open challenge for her TNA Knockouts World Championship. I think it's going to be Tatum Paxley. I kind of wish it was going to be someone with a little more pizzazz or someone with a little more but then obviously you kind of have the Ash by Elegance also coming at it. Kind of coming at Jordynne Grace as well, costing her the NXT Women's Championship. So right now, I feel like it's kind of up in the air. Let me know in the chat section, who do you guys think is going to challenge Jordynne Grace and answer that open challenge? Because honestly, think about a couple of WWE NXT women's competitors that you would like to see fight against this juggernaut. Obviously, Roxanne Perez barely, snuck away with her NXT Championship. But it's going to be good. It's going to be crazy. I kind of want to order this pay-per-view just to see who challenges Jordynne Grace. But then I told myself, I was like, that's that's kind of $50 for one match. I'm just kidding. No, I'd watch the crap out of it. I, obviously think TNA is a good promotion. They're kind of a little under the radar. They were more popular back in the day, but I feel like with a little patience, perseverance, and with a little bit of a creative, kind of uproar, I feel like TNA can definitely be one of the best wrestling promotions. Obviously, no one's going to touch WWE. So every single time you think of a wrestling promotion like Ring of Honor, TNA, AEW, even the NWA, no one's ever going to touch WWE, guys. I'm sorry, but it's to the point where you shouldn't base a wrestling promotion success on how well the WWE is doing. All right, so now we have Mike Santana and Steve Maclin against the Rascals. The Rascals have been a thorn in the side of Mike Santana and also Steve Maclin. I can't wait to see this match. I kind of want to see the Rascals get theirs because I'm a huge Mike Santana fan. I think he's going to do wonders in terms of this match. Who's the projected winners? I feel like just to kind of drive a wedge between Mike Santana and Steve Maclin, kind of propelling their singles careers, or kind of driving a potential, maybe a betrayal during the match could be possible. Maybe Mike Santana, accidentally bumps into Steve Maclin, or Maclin accidentally, he gets blinded by someone's, they poke his eyes and he's like, oh no, and he throws a random strike and he hits Mike Santana. So, this match can go a lot of ways. It should be interesting to kind of find out. But if I had to make a guess upon it, you can never go against chemistry, just like in the NBA, the NFL. You can't really go against teams who have this really distinguished, dedicated, and determined, and developed and published kind of chemistry. You know what I mean? The best thing about a team is continuity. And honestly, I think the Rascals, man, it's a tag team match. They're in a tag. It's not a tornado tag team match. If it was a tornado tag team match, I'd be like Mike Santana and Steve Maclin all the way. But it's a tag team match, a traditional tag team match. So I'm going to pick the favorite there. All right, next we have the System against Ryan and Nic Nemeth. Like I said before, I want to see the Nemeth brothers come out victorious, but they're not going to win. I feel like because Nic Nemeth recently came from an injury. I kind of see him doing a lot better. Obviously, he's been in more, in-ring performances and more physicality and stuff like that. But man, the TNA World Tag Team Championships on the line. You got the System that's been absolutely dominant. And then you also have Ryan and Nic Nemeth, the brothers who are hungry, the brothers who were recently destroyed on TNA along with Joe Henry. It's crazy. It's crazy. Definitely think this is a 50-50 toss-up. Usually I would take the side of the System, but these brothers, they're pissed. They're ready for retribution. Nic Nemeth lost a little bit of time in 2004 thanks to the beatdown by the System. So this is going to be a huge, huge retribution match. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. All right, and then on the pregame show, not pregame show, on the pre-show, the countdown to TNA, you have Sami Callihan against Jonathan Gresham. Someone who's actually not on here, we do have the TNA X-Division Champion Mustafa Ali going against Trent Seven of Speedball Mountain. I'm a huge Speedball Mountain kind of guy. But it would be kind of crazy to kind of see a tag team competitor dethrone Mustafa Ali, forcing him to kind of jump into singles. You know what I mean? So I feel like for the betterment of TNA, I think it would be probably better if Mustafa Ali retains his championship. He's done a really good job. Obviously, I feel well. Maybe if he does lose, he could possibly enter the 25-man battle royal to determine the number one contender for Trick Williams' NXT World Championship at Heatwave happening in July 7th. See, this is also something you have to think about as well. This pay-per-view is going to be going on. You're going to have the TNA locker room watching it. You're going to have the TNA universe watching it, but also you're going to have the WWE universe and the WWE NXT backstage watching it fight, especially Trick Williams. He's going to be keeping his eye on a lot of these wrestlers. Going to definitely 110%. There's going to be a lot of these wrestlers from TNA that's probably going to be in the Battle Royal. I can project probably maybe like I would give half. I would give half just because I look at the NXT roster and I'm like, okay, like that maybe that could swing. Maybe that can swing. Maybe Sean Spears, maybe Ethan Page gets a second going at it. Joe Kofi, perhaps Lexis King. But honestly, I would rather see more of a shocking factor to see those guys fight against Trick Williams. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion 110%. So definitely looking forward to what's happening in TNA Against All Odds. Definitely looking forward to who's going to challenge Trick Williams. Definitely looking forward to that 25-man over the top rope battle royal happening at WWE NXT. So yeah, definitely can't wait for that. So guys, do not go anywhere. We're gonna jump right on into Eric's tag team World Cup. I've had my Sweet 16. I've now narrowed it down to my Elite 8. So hey, do not go anywhere.